Welcome to my video. Before we get started with the crafts, I have a quick Temu tool haul for you. It's 5 Temu tools I can't wait to use. The first one is this set of 30 carving bits. I don't have the tool for it. I kind of thought the tool was included, but it isn't, so can't wait to try those. 6 pieces anti-static metal tweezers, $2.29. I've never had nice tweezers, so I'm excited to be able to use these. And I can think of a bunch of things in the past that I wish I had these to use in that particular project. So that's just a quick look at how you can use them. Oh, 1 piece upgraded precision square. It's a woodworking tool, $7.49. I cannot wait to use this thing. It came in 2 pieces and 2 screws. You put it together, it stands up, doesn't sit flat. I'm not going to lose it. 1 set metal hole saw kit. It's for like softwood, PVC and stuff. It was $9.79. Guys, I could not figure this out. I mean, I researched it. I put it together. I tried cutting things. And it just wasn't doing, you know, up to par what I thought it should be doing. So I might actually raffle this thing off. But for now, let's get to crafting. Project number 1 is a summer house. I like the colors in that garland you see to your left, and then also in that picture there, that's a project that Brenda from Rustic and Lace was doing, and that background is similar to what I wanted to do in this house, so I thought I'd show that to you. So we're going to pick 3 basic colors of our like summer rainbow. This is going to be like more like pastel-y, you know, bright. So instead of red, we'll do pink. And then we'll do yellow in the middle. And there's the flyer for this playlist. I'll tell you a little bit more about it after this project. It's put on by AUREA and LOLI from DIY with AUREA and LOLI D's Creations. And I'll tell you a little bit more about that after we're done here. So we're getting the yellow in the middle. It's kind of like the anger. And then we do like a nice little, it's almost like a spring green. Then I'm going to come back and blend these colors together so it actually does look like a rainbow. Because rainbows are all about blending colors, right? So this is one of Dollar Tree's house shapes with the shiplap design on it. I have pretty much any kind of house shape that Dollar Tree puts out. I swear. I could do house shape crafts, you know, till the end of the year. So a little bit of blue there on the end. That's just to sort of differentiate from the end of the rainbow and the green. I'm coming in with a little bit of like a pastel peachy color in between the pink and yellow. And it comes out as orange. It's really pretty. And then using the same paintbrushes, again, I come in between the green and yellow and make it sort of run together. Now I have this paint stencil from Essential Stencil. Essential Stencil. And I'm going to do it in black because I want it to just like really pop off the background there. So I put Mod Podge on first. I don't know if it's the wrong kind of Mod Podge or I put too much or I shouldn't have heat dried it, but I didn't like the result. And I've seen other creators do it and the results are really nice. So I'm not sure what I did here, but I damped on the black paint after that Mod Podge had dried for a couple hours. And after a while it slowly started looking distressed, like we would distress a sign before we put the letters on. I wasn't very happy with it. So I came in with a little bit of sandpaper. And I kind of just tried to sand away, you know, where it was sort of bubbling and distressed to see if I could make it a little bit more clear. But it didn't work out that much. And so I kind of gave up on it before I made it worse, basically. I have this pretty yellow ribbon. I believe it's burlap or faux burlap. And I've had that for like a couple of years now. I thought it was perfect for this project. And then I have this sort of confetti ribbon. It's like a silky ribbon. It only has a design on the front. I made the yellow ribbon with a white zip tie. Then I tied some of that confetti ribbon in the middle. And then I'm just doing a shoelace bow with the confetti ribbon. And we're just going to hot glue that right in the middle of the yellow bow. And that's pretty much it for this summer house. We're just going to do some trimming here at the end. And I trimmed the big bowl at an angle because I just didn't have enough room to do the dovetails. And I like to cut them on an angle when I'm trying to get the words to show. Better look at the final reveal. Okay, jumping in with a little bit more information about the challenge or playlist. It's called the Talented Creators Collaboration, hosted by AUREA from DIY with AUREA and LOLI from LOLI D's Creations. Their guest host this month is Maxine from Maxine Loves Crafts, and their co-host is Melissa from Buckeye Girls Lifestyle. Their channel links, as well as a link to the playlist, will be in my description box below. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the rest of the video. Project number 2 is a patriotic blue house. I'm going to use a scrap wood piece here and make it a little bit taller than the wood piece that I already have. I just wanted room for a bunch of stars on it. So I used my 10-inch miter saw to do that, and now I'm back at my desk. This is an old patriotic canvas that I did a couple of years ago, and I'm using that as my inspiration for this house. Only at this time I'm going to do white on the bottom and then the blue on top, whereas before I used red and blue on the bottom and white on top. So a little bit different, but that's where the inspiration comes from. This is, I guess, what you call oops paint. I think it came from Lowe's, but I kind of forgot I had it. And it's a nice thickness. I'm not even sure what kind of paint it is, but it had nice coverage. That's just one coat. And I decided I didn't need any more coats. So I did something up on my Cricut with the letter 4, number 4, and then letters TH after it for July 4th. I didn't put happy 4th on this one. This just 4th because I want to put the stars around it. So I was very careful about taking the background off the letters because I actually want to save it and see if I can use it as a stencil at some point. So I took that out, and instead of trashing it, I set it onto a piece of transfer tape. That is some kind of Oracle transfer tape I got from Amazon. It's not the right width for the Cricut Joy, but I just trim it to size, and I really like it. I also, using my Cricut, just cut out a bunch of stars. Just, I think 1 inch, 1/2 inch, maybe 1.5 inch, like 3 different sizes. So I'm pulling the backing off of my letter 4 here. It's kind of hard to see, but it's a weird centering because I want the letters as part of the centering. So I'm checking to make sure it's the same on both sides. And then I'm using my finger or the end of my tool, and I'm just rubbing down the actual vinyl, not over the whole thing. Now I'm just sort of doing this randomly, random sizes, random shapes, and random places. And after I have a bunch of them out, I do sort of rearrange them, play around with them until I'm happy. And you'll notice I'm making sure they're down there good before I add the paint. So this is called reverse stenciling. And basically you're going to dab the paint down until it covers all the vinyl. Now you can wait until it's dry. I do that sometimes, but I'm also worried about it sticking too well. So I left it tacky, so a little wet, a little dry. And I probably could have let it dry more, just the way the stars were looking. But it's tacky. And I'm getting the stars up, and it's actually looking not that bad. You notice at the top there, one of the stars is messed up because I put Mod Podge down there again, and it didn't work out, and it was like peeling up. So those of you that are doing Mod Podge before stenciling, tell me what the trick is. Should I just be letting it air dry? I'm just not sure. It just didn't come out very good in this video. I'm using my Cricut tool to get them started, and then a couple I used my new tweezers with, but I just pulled most of them off with my hand. And I'm checking it out. I like how it looks. But it needs something. So I had this tandem blue twine. It's either 1 year or maybe 2 years old. And I pop that on top and you'll get a good look at the final reveal. That almost got cut off. Project 3, our third and final project, is this underwater fantasy vignette. Yes, I'm a little bit of a nerd, but you know, I just see butterflies and, you know, underwater plants and coral, you know, moving with the waves and the current. I see this whole little vignette in my head, so that's what's going on here. This is one of the old-fashioned house shapes that Dollar Tree had before they had all the, you know, the chalkboard ones and the white vinyl ones and the plain solid wood ones. Now they have every which kind. But when they had just these plain ones, I went out and, of course, bought a whole bunch of them. So you'll notice there I had a little difficulty taking the background off of the frame. And then when I tried to pull off the paper, I was like, it just wasn't coming, so I just gave it up. That's going to go on the back, and I can just cover it with like shipping paper or whatever. My camera was messing up. I got frustrated, turned it off, started crafting, forgot to turn it back on again. So this is the fabric Mod Podged onto the background. All it is a coat of Mod Podge. Then you just sort of like smush the fabric into place, another coat on top. And that's old Mod Podge. It was really thick, and so that fabric was like soaked in it. Now here you'll notice I put the background on wrong and had to take it off, pull out the staples, and now I'm doing it the correct way. And if you don't have the stapler in the exact right place, you will hear the staples flying across the room. I have to go back and sweep up because I heard them ding, ding, ding all over the place. Now I have these butterfly beads that I got from Temu. That was my butterfly haul. And I really wanted to use them in this little vignette because of the colors. They match so nicely. But I did want a little bit of sort of just, I don't know if plain is the right word, like neutral, I guess. I want a little bit of neutral in there because there is a lot going on. So I used the unfinished wood beads for the corners, and then I just kind of played around with the arrangement and found something that I was happy with. These little clippings here fit inside the beads quite nicely. Some of them are a little bit too big, and you just make sure you squeeze some glue in there when you're gluing it down. And other times I had to take it out and trim it a little bit to make it fit. So it just all depends on the thickness of the little stem. So here I am just trimming them off and seeing what they look like in the beads. Trying to figure out the order. I pretty much knew I wanted something symmetrical. So the middle is going to be like maybe a little standout, you'll see. And then the edges is like a frame for them. So this is where the little fantasy vignette thing comes from, because we know flowers don't really grow underwater, but I just loved these colors all together, and the butterflies with the underwater stuff just was so cool to me. So I made two little raw wood bead potted flowers, I guess you could call them, and I put those on both the edges. Then I kind of played around with how the branches go into the beads, because some of the stems have a curve and some are straighter up. So you kind of have to be careful and pay attention to what's doing what. But there you see, I made a little tripod in the middle with the butterfly beads, and then I put a nice big clipping of the yellow flowers. I actually got those from Temu, and they call them lavender, but they're available in, purple, yellow, pink, a whole bunch of different colors. But they call them lavender, so it's yellow lavender, I guess. Retrospect, I wish I had just done like a little frame of twine around it, but instead I made a twine bow. That is a pretty color. I do like using it. And then I put like a tan twine on top. I guess I was sort of thinking like everything had to match, because they're the same size houses and they're all topped with bows. The final reveal.